with a sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence.
Morning. It's Double Tribble here in New England, and today we're going to talk about bears. A little bit, as much as I know about them anyway. My name is Ron. I stream science, technology, animals, lots of other stuff. Haven't actually figured out yet. This is like my second or third real stream, actually. I'm gonna just to make sure. I'm gonna check my audio here, make sure that we're up and live here. Okay, looks like it's off. It's out of sync a little bit, so find my just a little bit here as I try to get this into sync. So yeah, I'm still feeling my way around all this stuff on how to do a stream. Not just the technology, but the presentation, the whole shebang here. Alright, there's 450 milliseconds. I think I'm gonna transition this in there. Should get it okay. Now let me test this again. Way ahead. Sorry about this. I'm not sure why this is doing this. I'm trying to. So it's getting worse. Okay, they've got it messed up on the user interface there. They've got sorry about this. We gotta figure it out one day. Wow, that's pretty close, isn't it? To a voice. Read my lips. Wow, that's really close. Okay, good enough for good work. All right, so let's get on with the stream. So I stream a lot. I tend to stream a lot of science and technology and that kind of stuff. One of my first real stream, I think, was how to wire a Ethernet cable. So, I have a lot of varied interests. no formal education in science, but I've done just model didactics, so I'm very curious. So I just learned a lot of stuff. I'm old, so I had a lot of time to learn a lot of stuff. So one of the things that I've learned since I've been living here where I am, I live in a rural area, just surrounded by forests and just all kinds of animals come around here. We get usually like squirrels and foxes and groundhogs here that get into my garden all the time, and occasionally we get a bear. I had a bear a couple of years ago who came, and I had these bird feeders that I put up about 40 yards behind me here, up on a hill, and I've got them strung up so that I've got three trees that I strung them up. I strung a wire or a rope from 2 trees this way, and then kind of made a T, tied the rope to the middle of that rope, and then tied it to another tree. And that seemed to work pretty good. I had the guy who came around, the bear came around a couple of years ago, wasn't able to get it down. He climbed the tree, tried to hook his, did everything he could. He couldn't get the bird feeder down, but he was able to knock some of the seed off on the ground, so he got fed anyway. And they say to take down the bird feeders in the spring, to bring down the bird feeders. Yeah, when the birds come out, when the bears come out of hibernation, that's when they say take down the bird feeders. And the idea being that you don't want to get them habitated to humans. And then if they do that, then they'll come around where people are at their homes and stuff, and they'll start getting into their stuff and be a nuisance. Humans, if they are, the only solution they know is just kill them. It's insane. So the idea is not to get them habituated in the first place. Don't let them think that they can come to where people are and get food. But they're so smart, they figure it out. So I usually don't take down the bird feeders, because in the spring, that's when the birds really need their food. I mean, they're getting ready to breed and everything else. And from the winter, if they're like a species that overwinters, or even if they migrate up in the spring, then they use up a lot of body mass and body fat and everything flying, for migrating. So spring is a tough time for birds too, and a lot of times there's still snow on the ground, so they can't get to any seeds that are on the ground. So I think it's good to, especially if you've already had your bird feeder up. If you've never had a bird feeder around your area, and birds aren't used to having a bird feeder there, it doesn't make a difference. But if you feed birds, if you have a bird feeder and you have the bird feeder normally all the time for them, they get used to that. So I kind of disagree with that. I didn't take that bird feeder. I think you can set it up so that in most cases the bears aren't going to be able to get to it. And as I said, they're smart enough that they know the food, because they know people have food. They know all about that. They learned that from their mother, or when they were little cubs. Their mother brought them around and taught them all that. So it's not like they're effective. So that's my opinion. So I had feed my birds this morning. What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock here. I should probably go out there and feed them. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could feed them while I'm showing you this video. Anyway, so I feed. I put seed out there. Some on the ground and some in the bird feeders. I put some on the ground because I like to keep the animals away from the house as much as possible. So if you know, if I put, I used to have the feeders right next to the house, and my landlord got upset about that, having the seed on the ground because it attracts the animals, and it's kind of a pain in the ass when they get in the house. They come in the house anyway, but I thought I could put, this is like, you know, 40, 50 yards up in the hill there, I put the seed on the ground for squirrels and chipmunks and the mice. They're nocturnal usually, but they come out and get whatever's left over. So if I can put the food out that way, maybe I'll keep them away from the house. But in the winter, they come in the house anyway because they're trying to keep it out of the cold. So and they can find it. You can steal every single spot you can think of, and they still figure out. It's just it's when you live in the country. So anyway, I put seed out there for them, and the crows that I've been feeding for quite a long time, following them through 7 generations, and they just had a fruitful year this year. They had a whole bunch of babies, baby crows that just fledged a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. They're just very interesting to follow. That's my little icon for my channel is a crow, because I like the crows so much. They're cool. They're so smart. I mean, they're like people inside little crow bodies. You know, they're so smart. One of these days, maybe I'll do a stream on crows. But anyway, so this was last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but a little over a week ago on Sunday. In the evening, late afternoon and evening, Bear decided to come, and I have a camera here that it's a camcorder. It's like a 20-year-old, 25, 30-year-old, 20-year-old camcorder that I have pointed all the time to the bird feeder, just to see what kind of birds are coming or whatever, or if a bear comes. And so I did some video. It's not, so just a warning here that it's not 4K video. This is a 25-year-old camcorder, standard definition TV, and I recorded it onto a device that I wasn't able to get the video. Sometimes I wasn't able to get the video directly from the hard drive of that device, so I had to play the video back on a VGA screen and then take a picture of it, a video of that. So it's a cruddy picture, but you can see what the bear's doing kind of halfway. So let me get that started here. I'll do here. Maybe what I should do is see if I can just play it back without any. Let me figure out how to actually do it here. I guess I gotta add a media source. For those of you who use OBS, you know what I'm talking about. This is not the easiest thing to use. Pretty complicated. I guess it's versatile. That's the thing in software, right? Everybody wants it to be flexible and versatile and possible to use. Let's see. So we'll call this a bear video. I'll add that to my thing. Comes the wrong thing to do anyway. Let's see here. Sorry about this, guys. Just figured it out. So just take a second. Media source. Now, actually, what I want to do is I want to take a Windows. Oh, here it is. Window capture. That's what I want. They don't have for some reason they don't have browser source on this version of OBS that I've got here. It's a Linux setup, so I'll let the camera up here. That's what I want. Swap red and blue. No, I want to do that. Capture cursor. Yeah, that might be useful. Include exporter. That means use alpha less texture format. That means so check. There we go. So now beer video. There it is. Okay, so let me. Again, sorry about this. I'm going to work this out as we're going here. All right, there we go. So let's see how this looks. How's that look? It's pretty good. Is it playing? Can't tell. Oh, I gotta go around and make this clear here. Okay, so I think we're all set up. I think what I'll do, because I want to go run out and get feed the animals before they get upset. They're already upset probably because they expect every morning. They expect me at a certain time, you know, to go out there and give them some food. And they're all wild animals, but they're kind of my pets too, you know. Let's see. Music. Okay, let me pop up the music here a little bit. Yeah, okay. Does that sound pretty good, I guess? All right, so I'm gonna play the video and run and feed the animals, and hopefully I'll be back before the video is over. But you guys can just look at this thing and just watch it as if you were watching this real time. And then maybe I'll go back and play back and I'll explain some things if they don't make sense. Okay. See him, he's on the right hand side of the screen there, coming down. It's a black bear, American black bear. That's the kind of bear we have right now. Okay, I'll play the music here and go feed my animals. Be right back. There he goes, the tree. Wow, look at that. away. So, oh, okay. So he's got the bird feeders down. They're so smart. Did you see the way he did that? I guess I can go over that later. But how smart he was, how he figured out to do that. I don't think this is the same one that came years ago. I think this may have been the cub of the other one. I'm not sure. But yeah, what I do is I string up rope, and I just hang homemade bird feeders. I'll show you what they look like. I just take these things, like mushrooms come in. Can you hear me? These containers that mushrooms come in, or anything really. I cut the bottom of a carton, a juice carton, or anything, and then take a wire coat hanger and cut the wire off the coat hanger to make a little loop like this across it, and then just hang them from the rope. And so it's up high enough that animals can't get to it, but the birds can get to it, and smart bears. So and also when that rope was it was an old rope. It's been hanging there for a long time, so it was ready to break anyway. So my new, what I replaced it with is much better. They're higher up, and I don't think you'll be able to get it down now. And as I said, 2 years ago when that other bear came, he wasn't able to get him. Now this, as I said, this was about a little over a week ago on Sunday evening, a little after 8 o'clock. So it's kind of dark. You can't see that much, so I apologize for that. But it's an old camcorder. It's dark and good. He's behind that bush right now. He's just munching on what's on the ground there that he's knocked down. He's looking up. I may be able to find the one. Yeah, because I posted that other one up online. Now as I said, this was about a little over a week ago. So usually if I spot a bear, I don't tell anybody about it. I don't tell anybody for a week or so until the bear's moved on. They have huge territories, and a lot of carnivores and other animals will do this. They'll come and hunt or gather out an area, and then move on to another area, and then wait for that area that they just fed from to regrow up. Let the animals breed again, let the plants grow up again, and all that, and they come back in later on. Maybe 6 months later, or 3 months later, or something like that. So when I spot a bear, I don't tell anybody about it for a week until I know the bear has moved on, and that's because they have hunting here where I'm at, and it's really sad. I can't imagine. Just beyond me why they allow hunting bears. Bears are basically people. They're as smart as people almost. They're the people who can't speak and have fur on them. That's basically what they are. And they're really smart. So it just doesn't make sense to me. But they do it. They allow hunting of bears. So I don't tell anybody about it. So the hunters won't know. So he's still, that bear is still, he's still trying to, just get stuff. I've got about 10 minutes of this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up, if that's okay. I don't want to just waste time here. I'll make this go faster here. I think they don't have an easy way to do that here. I'm going to click something. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the... Yeah, that messed it up. Shoot. Alright, well that's okay since it's 10 minutes. We can go. So we get all kinds of birds here. As I mentioned, the crows come. The crows like to eat off the ground, and we get mourning doves. They usually like to eat off the ground too. They'll eat off a feed or two, but they a lot of animals that eat seeds like that forage for seeds, they actually enjoy more looking for the seed and finding it, because they get that little hit, that little endorphin hit or whatever, that you know, they're looking, and then they find a seed, and it's like, aha, and they go and get it, and it's like a reward to them. It makes them feel really good to do that. If they go to a bird feeder, you know, they fly to the bird feeder, they like getting the food, they don't have that process that they go through where they're hunting and then they find it and say, ah, there it is, and get it, and I think they enjoy it much better. You know, certain species, like I said, mourning doves, and you know, a lot of like you see robins do that when they're hunting for worms. You know, it's the same thing. You know, they enjoy doing that, and the crows too. Crows do that. So let's see, we get crows, mourning doves. I mean, just all kinds of species of birds. Blue jay, a lot of blue jays here. Blue jays are really just as smart as the crows, but they're a little harder for humans to relate to, because their language is much more different. Their body language and everything is much more difficult to interpret. But they're pretty much just as smart as crows are. And we get nuthatches. We get white-breasted nuthatches and yellow-breasted nuthatches, and titmouse, and chickadees. Chickadees are really smart too. They will when in the morning, if I haven't fed, you know, I haven't put the feed out for the birds. If I go outside, the chickadees will come around me and bother me, and, you know, make noises at me to try to get me to bring the food out to them. And they'll fall. I'll get the food, and I'll walk all the way out there to that thing, and they'll fly over there and follow me over to there and eat the food. So they're really smart too. A lot of people don't notice how smart birds are, but they are. Even the you know, chickadees are little teeny birds. They're really small. And I had one that I trained to come to my hand once. You know, I put seed in my hand, and he came right and landed on my hand and ate the seed. So a lot of small birds are smart because this is my theory anyway, my hypothesis, because they're less attractive to predators, so they don't have that fear response as strongly as other larger birds that might be you know, prey to hawks or whatever. And the smaller birds are people. Really, people hunt all of them too. And I think birds that don't have that fear response so much, it's like their brains are able to think and develop better than their you know, reptilian brain, their fear response. And so yeah, chickadees are really smart. Titmouse is really smart. They're really smart birds. And we have just a ton of all kinds of other species of birds. Now what is that bear doing? Is he rubbing up against the... I can't tell what he's doing there. Yeah, I think it looks like the camcorder shutter. It's getting really dark out there now. This is almost 9 o'clock, or yeah, about 8:45 or something like that, and it's pretty much getting dark by that time. So this camcorder is slowing down its shutter speed, I think, or its frames per second. I don't know what those marks are on the screen. I think that must have been. I should have used it better. I had an old VGA monitor that I just scavenged to display this on, so I think it scratches on the screen. I think that's what it is. Now where'd he go? Ah, there he is. He's behind the trees, at the base of the tree still. Yeah, there he is. He's looking around, making sure you got everything. Now it's getting really dark out there. It's almost, can't see him. I've only got about another couple minutes on this video. Shut it off. I don't know if it actually shows him leaving. I don't think it actually shows him leaving. I think it just gets so dark you can't see anymore. Yeah, that's something they do. They scratch trees and rub up against them and stuff, like a cat would do or something, you know, to mark their territory or whatever. I'm not sure what it is. It's supposed to be some sort of communication that they use. Oh, there he is. He went up to the side there. He went to the right side. Yeah, they're definitely not, you know, just all instinct or anything like that. You know, they go a lot by their noise, by their sense of smell, but they're, you know, the cub will stay with them for, I think, 18 months or something, or 2 years or something. And during that time, the mother will just train the cub, you know, how things work, you know, where stuff is, how to get into a you know, like a beehive to get the honey, and how to, you know, just all the stuff that the bear needs to know to survive. So they're not. It's not like they're just running on instinct. They very much are just really intelligent and learn things. Yeah, it's getting too dark to see now. Okay, so that was the bear video. Let me see here if I can get this. Oops. we go. All right, so that was my bear. Came by a little over a week ago, just right behind my house here, where I just fed the animals. So yeah, normally they can't get that. That's when I first moved here, I didn't know anything, and I couldn't figure it out. And, I didn't know how that worked at all, and they got my bird feeders all the time, and then I finally figured out how to tie it up so that they couldn't get to it. So this is the first time that a bear has been able to get my bird feeders down on the ground. Like I said, the other one who came a couple years ago, he was able to shake them enough to get some seed on the ground, but he couldn't actually tear this. Break the rope. I've had a squirrel tear down on my bird feeders before. Squirrels, I mean, they get. It's almost impossible to keep a squirrel out of a bird feeder. But they'll come up to the. As soon as I put it out there for the birds, they climb up that tree and they actually climb along the rope and go to the bird feed, the individual feeders, and eat the seed out of them. So they're really smart. What was I going to say? Say something about squirrels. Yeah. Anyway, so they're pretty smart. Squirrels are pretty smart too. And they, when they're young, when they're babies, they go through this period where they're hyperactive. They just get into everything. And that's like, I think humans do that, and a lot of animals do that, where they, when they're young, they're really hyperactive and they do a lot of stuff, and that allows their brain to learn very quickly. Learn how movements work, how balance, and all that kind of stuff, and everything. Really, they just learn very quickly. And I'm sure that's an evolutionary thing. The more quickly that the animal can learn about its environment, how to do stuff to survive, the more likely it is to survive if it learns more quickly. So I think that's kind of a mechanism that's built into animals, where they, when they're young, they do think, they're just hyperactive very quickly, and it's kind of like the stream. I'm trying to learn how to do this stream. So instead of doing 10-hour streams all the time, I won't learn anything doing that. If I use iterative design, I do a short stream, an hour or whatever. Then I after the stream, I can review it, look at what I did right or wrong, and I can learn much more quickly that way, doing a whole bunch of shorter streams rather than big long streams. I think that works better in the beginning. I think it will work anyway. So, all right. Let's let me bring up. If you want, you want to review that. This is really for the VOD, so I don't know. I can't really ask chat what they want. I don't know what you guys want to see, but I can bring up that video again. I'll bring up that video again, and you can look at it, and I can comment on it a little bit if there's anything else that I see there. Alright, I'm just adjusting this here so I can present it here, so you can see my mug while the thing is going. There we go. I think that's good enough. I'll make my little window smaller so we can see even better. There we go. Alright, so you can see when he first gets here, he's just going straight to where the food is, and he's looking up at the food, and he tries to reach up to it. and he can't get it. But look at how quickly he knows. He knows he's got to go. He looked up there. He saw the rope. He saw the rope was strung across to that tree. And what I've got is I have the. Can you see my little cursor there? Yeah, I think you can see that. This rope right here is tied to this fence here, and it goes all the way up over a pulley up here. And then the rope goes all the way across here to another cross rope that runs across that way. So he looked at the bird feeders. He saw that the rope was running up to this tree, and so he says, "Okay, I'm going to go to this tree and climb up the top of the tree." And there he goes. And he was hoping that he could just hook that rope and just pull the whole thing down right from there. But something gave loose here. I'm not sure what happened here exactly, but watch what happened. All those bird feeders drop. He tries to pull it down. He hooks his claw to it, and he tries to pull it down. He couldn't get it down all the way, but it does collapse a little bit. The line goes down. I'm not sure what happened there that caused it. See how it went down? And as soon as that happened, as soon as he saw it go down like that, he said, okay, it's low enough now, I can reach it. So he climbs down the tree and go over there to get it, to get the, that you think about what's involved in that. We don't have robots that can do this at all. We don't have anything that can do this. To plan something out like that and climb up the tree and do that, we're pretty close. We have AI that might be able to do this now. But to plan something out like that, to plan out exactly what he wanted to do, he wanted to go up and try to get it down. He wasn't able to get it down, but he saw that he knocked it down far enough that he could reach it now. So he went back down the tree and went over to the bird feeder to get it. So it's probably about 4 or 5 feet off the ground there now, which is too low. The one I replaced it with is much higher now. It's way up there. Yeah, you can't really reach it, but he can't. He'll get it. He get it. Very persistent. He's trying to hook his claw into it. There he goes. Hooked his claw into it. This part is so funny. And watch what he does. It breaks. Whoa. That's funny. He just. I'm sure they put people put traps and stuff out for them, and they put I don't think it's legal now, but they used to put these poison traps out there where if an animal went and disturbed it, it would spray poison at them and kill them. I don't think they do that anymore. But all these bears, they learn from their parents and their it's passed down generation from generation. They learn to be wary of certain things, and crows do that too. They have an entire culture that they pass on from generation to generation. And I've been watching them here the last couple of weeks. They will train when the fledglings come out. They train them, and it's so, and you can just see that it's so intentional. It's not like they're just like the babies are following the moms around, just kind of watching what they do. The parents are intentionally teaching. They know that they have to teach their kids, and they're doing certain things to try to train them, just like a parent would, to put them in certain situations, teach them, and stuff like that. So it's and they all learn, and then they're also more unconscious things, just like people, unconscious culture that gets developed and stuff and passed on from generation to generation. So okay, so that was the bear video. I don't think he does much more. I don't think there's much more I can comment on here. he got a little bit of food there. But I haven't seen him back again, so he obviously, you know, it's not like, you know, that whole theory of them being habituated and coming back and all that. You know, I don't think that's. And as I said, they already know where that people have food. They learn that. So that was bears. Now let me bring up a. I'll bring up the wiki page on it, see if we can see anything. If Wikipedia has anything up that might be interesting on bears. Why is this not giving me the... Okay, let me see if I can get this onto my... Okay, bear with me here for a second while I try to figure out how to do this, because this is not intuitive here. Oh, okay, I got it. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Now this is going to be, Wikipedia doesn't have a dark mode, so content warning, this is going to be bright when I bring this up. There we go. All right, so let's see. The black bear. And there are lots of different black bears. Asian black bear, American black bear. There it is. Ursa americanus. So it says, also known as the black bear, is a species of medium-sized bear endemic to North America. It's the continent's smallest and most widely distributed bear species. Omnivore. Diet varies greatly depending on the season, location. Yeah. And is sometimes attracted to human communities due to immediate availability of food. Yep. Okay. Least concern. Well, they're not concerned. That the bears are concerned, I'm sure they're concerned. Okay, it talks about the evolution. I don't know about that. Let's see. Split from a common ancestor 5 million years ago. So they've been around longer than humans have been. At least to the extent. At least. I think we're about 5 million years away from chimpanzees and bonobos, but 5-6 million years. Something like that. There were lots of other species that came after that before humans came around. Let's see, ancestors. Oh, the ancestors of the American black bears and Asian black bears diverged from sun bears 4 million years ago. Okay, so then the American black bear then split from the Asian black bear a little over 4 million years ago. We'll talk about fossils and grizzly bears, and grizzly bears are bigger, and they don't eat birdseed. They eat hikers. Yeah, they eat anything. And polar bears, let's see, hybrids. Oh, this is interesting. American black bears are reproductively compatible with several other bear species and occasionally produce hybrid offspring. According to Jack Hanna's Monkeys on the Interstate, a bear captured in Sanford, Florida, is thought to have been the offspring of an escaped female Asian black bear and a male American black bear. Oh, interesting. Okay, those two normally wouldn't bump into each other because they're two different continents. That's kind of interesting. Let's see, 1859 American black bear and Eurasian brown bear, another two. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. They don't naturally breed with other species, but let's see, subspecies. Yeah, I don't know. We got all kinds of them here. I guess I can find the one that that we had here, which was the subspecies that we had here. Mexico Eastern black bear, that's the one. That one's probably ours. Common to eastern Canada and eastern U.S. wherever suitable habitat. Alright, let's see if any of the other California, cinnamon. Red cinnamon was in Glacier. East Mexican, nope. Florida, nope. Newfoundland, nope. Nope. Columbia, Louisiana, nope. Okay, yeah, so it's the eastern, ours is the eastern black bear. May very rarely sport a white blaze on the chest. Oh, okay. Almost all specimens have black fur. I've seen them with brown fur. I've seen bears around here that have kind of more of an orangish, brownish tinge to them. So it's not that rare. Distribution population. Yeah, we know they're here. Throughout their range, habitats preferred by American black bears have a few shared characteristics. Often found in areas with relatively inaccessible terrain, thick understory vegetation, large quantities of edible material. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Description. Build. Yeah, they're pretty big. I mean, they say this is the smallest bear, but they're huge. They're oh, look at these bears here. I know where that is. I'm pretty sure those are bears. Those two bears. That picture right there is from the Kichi Museum. I'm gonna open this up here just because I recognize that those are stuffed bears. Let's see if it says where they're from here. Oh no, Genoa. Okay, no, that's different. I thought it was local. Museum that was near here. So it says, talk about skull size. Where do they talk about the weight? Because they get really huge. Okay, they also have great physical strength. A bear weighing 120 pounds was observed turning flat rocks weighing over 300 pounds by flipping them over with a single foreleg. Move in rhythmic, sure-footed way. Can run 25 or 30 miles per hour. Wow. They don't go after people though, usually. And you really gotta mess with them to get them to attack a person. They don't like to be around people at all. I had one here that was particularly hungry, and it had a cub, and it was out here, and I really went out of my way to scare it, to shoo it away. I flung frisbees at it and did everything else to irritate it and get it to go away, and it didn't like try to attack me or anything. It just ran away. So let's see, weight tends to vary, 30%. Okay. Adult males typically weigh between 57 and 250 kilograms. That's huge. Over 550 pounds. When I had the bird feeders here, I had them along the house here, and I had them high enough where the bears couldn't reach them, but I could tell because their paws were muddy. I could tell how far they reached up on the window and on the side of the house. And they could reach up over 6 foot, 6.5 feet with their paws when they really stretch. So if you want to put something out where at least a black bear can't get to it, it should be at least 7 feet high. Let's see here. Alright, I don't know if there's anything else interesting in here. Oh, behavior. Yeah, behavior. That's what we're studying, right? Behavior. Their sense of smell is 7 times more sensitive than a domestic dog's smell. Sense of smell. Alright. Arboreal abilities. Yeah, we just witnessed that, didn't we? Oh, their arboreal abilities tend to decline with age. Oh, interesting. May be active at any time of day or night. Yeah. Although they mainly forage at night. Okay, bears living near human habitat tend to be more extensively nocturnal. Now that makes sense. While everybody's sleeping, that's when they're going to want to go and get into their garbage cans and stuff, right? It makes sense. Tend to be territorial, non-gregarious. Yeah, that's true. They're mostly independent. They don't hang out in groups too much. I've never observed it, but they do. If you see a group, it's probably a family. It's probably, mom with some cubs that have grown up or something. Communicate various vocal sounds. Tongue clicking. Oh yeah, I had one that came by a few times, and it made all kinds of weird noises. On TV and movies, you hear growling and stuff. But they have all kinds of ways of communicating and stuff. And I'm sure they use that, to communicate with their babies and stuff like that. And also just to call, just to indicate where they are. Cubs squeal, bawl, or scream when anxious. Make a motor-like humming sound when comfortable in nursing. Oh, that's cute. Just like a little cat or something. Little kitty. Reproduction development. So sows generally produce their first litter at the age of 3 to 5 years. So it takes 3 to 5 years is when they're able to reproduce. That's all they have to be. So breeding occurs in June and July. So right about now, huh? This is when they're out romancing each other. Can extend to August. Okay, 2 to 3 months. Males try to mate with several females, but large dominant ones may violently claim a female if another mature male comes near. That's kind of common, I guess. 20 to 30 minutes, huh? Gestation period is 235 days. Right, so they mate right about now, and they eat as much as they can, and they hibernate. They aren't true hibernators. Let's see if they talk about that in here at all. Let's finish this up here. Let's see. Born in August. Litter size is between 1 and 6 cubs, typically 2 to 3. Yeah, cubs are tiny. They're only a pound when they're born. Wow. It takes them 28 to 40 days to open their eyes. 5 weeks to walk. Huh. Depending on their mother's milk for 30 weeks. Reach independence at 16 to 18 months. Okay, so that's what I was guessing, 18. I thought it was up to 2 years. Maybe they become independent at 18 months, but they may hang around longer than that. 6 weeks, they attain 2 pounds. Okay. Longevity and mortality. Average lifespan 18 years. Possible to get to 23 years. Oh, here's a video. Here, we can watch a video. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Yeah, there it goes. There's a mama with her cubs. Wow, she's got 5 of them. And they're all learning. You know, all those little cubs are just, I mean, they're exploring on their own and learning stuff, but they're also learning from the mother. The mother is correcting them when they do stuff wrong, and, you know, encouraging them and doing, you know, actively teaching them stuff. So I was in Quebec. Let's see. There it is, hibernation. Oh, okay. American black bears were once not considered true or deep hibernators, but because of discoveries about the metabolic changes that allow black bears to remain dormant for months without eating, drinking, urinating, or defecating, most biologists have redefined they redefined what hibernation is. They didn't change what they thought about the bears, but they changed what the term hibernation means. Redefined mammalian hibernation as specialized seasonal reduction in metabolism concurrent with scarce food and cold weather. Okay, so they are hibernating. So you can tell people that yes, bears do hibernate. Okay, the physiology of the black bear in the wild is closely related to that of bears in captivity. Okay. Oops. Bears enter dens in October and November. Around here it's pretty cold, so they probably go in October. A couple months from now, a few months, you can see that. Although in the southernmost areas, right, only pregnant females' mothers enter hibernation. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so if it's warm enough, the males will just hang out and won't bother hibernating. Huh. Dens, rocks. Although naturally made dens are occasionally used, most dens are dug out by the bear. Oh, okay. Okay, these reductions in metabolic rate and heart rate do not appear to decrease the bear's ability to heal injuries during hibernation. Yeah, that's it. That's trivia there. Track of days the bear keeping track of the changing days allows it to awaken from hibernation at the appropriate time. And you're to conserve as much as possible. Okay. Okay, their muscles don't atrophy as much as a bear that is not hibernating. Makes sense. Oh, and you get that the fecal plug. Yeah, they don't poop. So that's why when bears come out of hibernation in the spring, they're hungry and constipated. That's why you don't mess around with bears in the spring when they first come out of hibernation, I guess. Oh my goodness. Changes. Okay. Dietary habits. God, they got a lot of information here. Roots, tubers, fish, I guess, obviously. I don't know. Little critters they can catch, I guess. Let's see. Virtually the full-time task, yes. Part of the diet. Hazelnuts, acorns, white bark pine nuts, consumed by the hundreds each day. Wow. Habitually raid the nut hatches of tree squirrels. Okay. So the squirrels steal the seeds from the bird feeders, and then the bears steal the seeds from the squirrels. Okay, they work just like people, I guess. Huh? Let's see here. Is this insects? Okay. The majority of the diet. Wait a second. The majority of the diet consists of insects, bees, yellow jackets, ants, beetles, and their larvae. American black bears are also fond of honey, obviously. They will gnaw through trees if hives are too deeply set in the trunk for them to reach with their claws. Wow. Once the hive is breached, the bears will scrape honeycombs together with their paws and eat them, regardless of stings of the bees. Yeah, bears don't seem to be affected by bee stings. Let's see what else we got here. Talking about the fish. Oh wait, although black bears do not often engage in active predation of large animals for much of the year, the species will regularly prey on mule and white-tailed deer fawns in spring. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Given the opportunity. Yeah, they catch the scent of the fawns, the newborn babies, and get them. That's kind of sad. Okay, so they don't go after adult deer, but it has happened, it says. Found a bear that was living off of caribou. Wow. Rodents, yeah, that makes sense. Interspecific predatory relationships. Huh. Oh, okay, they're talking about bears eating bears. Okay. Folklore. Okay. Human attacks. American black bears typically avoid confronting humans, unlike grizzly bears, which become the subject of fearsome legend. Black bears were rarely considered overly dangerous, even though they lived in areas where pioneers had settled. Rarely attack even when they're confronted by humans. Yeah, that's been my experience. I remember the first time I saw a bear. I was living here less than a year, and I heard something, and I walked up to this window where my bird feeder was and put a flashlight there and saw the bear right. I mean, we were just right on the other side of the glass of the thing, and I actually screamed out loud. It just scared the heck out of me. And just so surprised, here's this bear right in front of me. And now I'm all used to it. It's not a big deal for me now. I don't get afraid of them anymore. Okay. Blowing noises and swat the ground. They do displays. They do displays of, they scratch the ground and just like typical stuff that an animal will do when they're trying to act, threatening. The number of attacks on humans is higher than those by brown bears in North America, but this is largely because black bears considerably outnumber brown bears. Makes sense. Most attacks tend to be motivated by hunger rather than territoriality, and thus victims have a higher probability of surviving by fighting back rather than submitting. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. Unlike female black bears are not as protective of their cubs and rarely attack humans in the vicinity of their cubs. That's not my experience. I came across a bear once when I was out hiking. I think it had a cub. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I can't say for sure on that, but anyway, I think they are protective of their cubs. I mean, all mothers are. They're young, I think, especially mammals. I don't know where that came from. Let's see. Unlike female brown bears, female American black bears are not as protective of their cubs, and rarely attack humans in the vicinity of their cubs. That's the source on this thing. Bear attacks. Globe. What was that? Was that a newspaper? That's a book. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they came up with that. If there's any research behind that. However, occasionally such attacks do occur. Okay, the worst recorded attack occurred, in which a bear killed 3 teenagers fishing. Ontario. There's a mountain right here. There's a hiking trail on it. There's a story about somebody years and years ago, I don't know, 100, 200, a couple hundred years ago, I don't know, a long time ago, there was a story about a guy who was up there hiking and got killed by a bear up on this mountain. It's just a story. I don't know. I don't think there's any like newspaper report or anything. I think it was before they had any. I don't know of any documentation. It's just a story, a legend that people tell each other around here that there was somebody who got killed up there. Okay, then you go and talk about the livestock and crop predation. Early spring, yep. Wild berry and nut crop failures in summer may contribute to bears regularly feeding on human-based food sources. Yeah, I noticed it's being here for all these years. I noticed that there are like variations and stuff. You know, like if we have, you know, weather where it's warm and we get a lot of rain and stuff, and then the trees produce a lot of acorns and stuff, then there'll be, you know, a ton of squirrels and stuff like that. A lot more little animals, you know, that year, and then the next year, then there'll be more hawks around. You know, it's like a, you know, you can actually see it's like a wave of change that happens that kind of follows through the ecosystem. It's kind of interesting. Bears kill pets. Yeah, a lot of animals kill pets. It always drives me crazy when somebody new moves here, and then they say, "Oh, you know, I let my cat out. I don't know where he went." You know, well, yeah, your cat was lunch. You know, don't let your cat out. I mean, we have some feral cats, but they don't last very long. Got a lot of animals around here that eat any small animal like that. Dogs do okay. Even small dogs do okay because they're kind of aggressive towards other animals. But let's see what else we got here. Yeah, talking about people killing them and eating them. I don't want to read about that. So that's my bear story. So everything you wanted to know about black bears. So I'll try to do more videos. How long have I been on? Okay, now I have this long. So I'll see if I can do another stream about the crows out there and some other stuff. I have to try to figure out. I do have pictures of them. No, I have pictures of last season's fledglings, but I didn't get the picture until they were like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's not, but you can still tell on crows. When they're first fledged. I'll save it for another stream. There's just all kinds of stuff that happens when the fledglings come out. The way the whole community reacts and the whole thing. So that should make an interesting video. All right then. So please follow if you found this video on the VOD on the Twitch site and you thought this was interesting. I stream science, technology, animals, lots of other stuff. I'm going to try to do some IRL if I can, because I'm getting too fat, so I shouldn't be sitting here streaming all this time in one place. I should be out exercising, so I'll try to do some IRL more and educational stuff. Lots of stuff like that. Variety, they call it variety streamer, right? I guess maybe I'll call myself just a variety streamer. I don't know, until I settle in on something. I'm just starting, so I haven't figured it out yet. So yeah, give me a follow. I just started, so my followers are in single digits right now. So I need more followers. So please click the follow if you're interested in science and tech and animals and stuff. And that's about it. So I guess I'll get going now. Yeah, I don't have enough viewers to raid anybody with, so I'm not going to do a raid. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching, and I will post on the schedule. I didn't put this on the schedule. I just kind of popped up with this video, but I'll try to put my next one on the schedule so you know what's when it's coming up. So, all right then, everybody, take care. Wear your mask. Take care. Bye.